Next question here. Blake asks, the Niners will have a top 10 receiving core by the end of the year. I think they will. It's tough. It's tough because right now you look, they're very young, right? So they're a very, very young core overall. Now, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, they should be pretty good to go. Now, rookie Brandon Aiyuk, you got Jalen Hurd in there. You got Trent Taylor coming back from injury. There are too many rookies for me to say they'll for sure be a top 10 receiving core, but they have the talent to do it. So if the rookies start popping, if Aiyuk pops, if Hurd pops, if Taylor plays as well as he keeps telling us is going to play in 2020, then maybe it's going to be better than it was last year. Top 10 is tough, though. There are a lot of really good wide receiver cores in the National Football League. A lot of them are in the NFC West alone. I mean, the Rams have some good wide receivers. DeAndre Hopkins is now a Cardinal. Even a guy like DK Metcalf going into his second year with Russell Wilson is a pretty good receiving core in Seattle. So there's definitely a chance. I'm not going to say no, but at the same time, top 10 is very, very hard to get, especially with the young guys who are going to be taking time to learn stuff overall. We asked this earlier. I want to ask it again now because it applies. More TDs in 2020. Type A for Brandon Aiyuk. Type H down below for Jalen Hurd. Who do you think will have more? Listen, I mean, they both balled out in college, and we're going to get to see them for really the first time here coming up during training camp. If they both catch 5+ touchdowns, these Niners are going to be hard to beat, especially on offense. They're going to be running scores up big time on people. Okay, got time for some more questions here. Let's see. Hashtag 49ers. With the addition of Trent Williams, we see Jimmy Garoppolo have less or more sacks this year. Definitely less. Because you got to remember, last year, Joe Staley was technically the guy, but he got injured, and you inserted Justin School, who was good. I mean, he was fine, but he wasn't Trent Williams level, Trent Williams caliber of play. With Trent Williams in there, this is a top 5, maybe even a top 3 deep offensive line in the entire National Football League. It's stupid good. They're really good on the offensive line. Less sacks for sure. Jimmy Garoppolo gets more comfortable in that offense. I think less sacks are basically a guarantee. All right, Mason with a super chat. He gets his chat on the show guaranteed. Mason, let's see what you got. Just watched former quarterback Alex Smith's documentary. Think we could see him start, including preseason this year. You know, I actually missed the documentary, so I don't have cable, so I wasn't able to record it. But I heard great things about it. I heard it was really graphic, too, seeing how bad his leg was. I saw that picture after the game with the surgeries. If you don't remember, Alex Smith being a Washington Redskin has a gruesome lower body leg injury and has worked all the way back. Like, they thought they were going to amputate his leg. And it turns out he's trying to get back on the football field. I don't see him starting. I think they're really sold on Dwayne Haskins right now. But being in the NFL and at least being a backup is very possible, and it's super cool to watch. It's a great documentary from what I've heard. I need to watch it. And as Mason says, if you guys have not watched it, watch it as well. Great question there, Mason. Steve. Jonathan Sterling, I think is the biggest hole with the 49ers right now. I get this question every single week. And each week I try and think of a hole. It's like, what is the biggest hole? And I literally do this every single time. O-line, no hole. Running back, no hole. Wide receiver, I guess you could say, well, they're a little inexperienced, but in reality, it's good wide receiver core. There's no hole there. No hole at fullback, no hole at quarterback, no hole at tight end. Okay, so the offense is good. Good defensive line, good linebackers, good safeties. I guess the second cornerback spot, and I keep saying that, but I trust Emmanuel Mosley. I'll say that till Emmanuel Mosley proves me wrong. I will keep saying that I trust him well enough. And honestly, if you have one good cornerback, and a good slot and a good nickel cornerback as well, means 2/3 of your secondary is pretty good because there's only other one cornerback spot that normally plays in the National Football League. So I guess corner, but the Niners don't have a lot of holes, which is why they're going to win a lot of football games next year. Let's keep going here. Is Trent Williams the best tackle in the NFC West? Oh, geez, you make me remember who's playing left tackle on the other spots. He's definitely better than any tackle in Arizona. And did Whitworth retire with the Rams? I do not remember. I think he is. He's one of the best left tackles in the league. He hadn't played in a while because of the whole dispute with the 49 or with the Washington Redskins. But I think so. Why not? I think he's probably the best in the NFC West. And if he's not the best in the NFC West, he's probably the best in the entire NFC. So good question there. Let's see. Okay, speaking of the NFC West. 49ers, are they going to win the NFC West? Like the video right now. Drop us a like. If you're watching this, you should be liking the video because I'm doing the video, which means you should like it, right? You enjoy the content. If you think the 49ers are going to win the NFC West, give this video a thumbs up. That way we can go ahead and gauge how many of you guys agree with what I'm talking about. Another super chat. That means you get your question guaranteed on the show. Will the rookie offensive line from West Virginia start this year? No, he will not. I think the offensive line is basically set with the current depth chart. I don't see the West Virginia offensive line, the rookie, I'm blanking on his name right now, but no, he's not going to. They have the offensive line basically set. They're all going to be healthy. With Trent Williams in there, they should be good to go. So good question, but no, I don't think he will. Let's see. Is Jimmy G a 2020 MVP candidate? No, he is not. He's not a 2020 MVP candidate. Do you realize how good you have to be an MVP candidate, especially at quarterback. He's got to throw like 40 to 45 touchdowns because there's a guy named Patrick Mahomes who plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. No, I don't think he's an MVP caliber quarterback. Doesn't mean he's not great. Doesn't mean he's not going to ball out. Doesn't mean he can't win a Super Bowl. He wasn't an MVP caliber quarterback last year and had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. So, no, he's not. I'd like if he was. I mean, if he's going to be, then that's fine. But I don't see it happening just because there are just honestly better quarterbacks in the NFL. Okay. Oh, geez. This question comes every single week, and it's tough to gauge right now. What are all the 49er players you expect to get cut? I'm going to do a video on this. That way I can actually do a little more research and break it all down in the future. So I'll have a full video. Might as well subscribe. That way you're ready for that video. I'll give you one name. How about one name right now, top of my head, Dante Pettis. Dante Pettis, if he makes the roster, he will have had the best offseason of any receiver in history. Because I'm telling you, he's been in Kyle Shanahan's doghouse for a very long time. And there are a lot of good young rookie wide receivers that are better than him and are taking his spot. So, with that being said, I'll give you Dante Pettis. If you want to hear the rest of my list, stay tuned for a video in the future. Okay, a couple more here. Let's see. Matt Z asks, think Javon Kinlaw will have a better year than Derrick Brown? Okay, well, yes, because of who he's playing with. So Derrick Brown, of course, is a Carolina Panther. He went 7 overall, 6 overall. He was 7 overall. The Chargers picked 6. So Derrick Brown is one of the better defensive linemen on the entire Carolina Panthers. Whereas you look at a guy like Javon Kinlaw, and he's the 4th best defensive lineman because you have Bosa, you have Armstead, and you obviously have Dee Ford at the same time unless they trade him. So will he have a better year? Probably because he's going to have a lot of one-on-ones, but I don't think it really matters. If you would have put Derrick Brown in this defense, he'd ball out. You put Javon Kinlaw in this defense, he would ball out. Hey, if you put me in this defense, I get a couple tackles, right? Because there are going to be some opportunities because of how good this defense is overall. Okay, 63 Hunter asks, is there any news on home games at Levi this season? No, there is not. Although, let me just say this. No sources here. So just straight from Thomas Mott and what I think. They will be playing at Levi Stadium. Will they have fans there? That's kind of up to the state of California. It's not really up to the National Football League. The state of California will have to go ahead and decide that. But I think Texas Governor Greg Abbott already has said there'll be 50% full capacity stadiums going into the NFL season. So Jerry World will be 50% full. NRG will be 50% full. So I'll be shocked if Texas and other states have fans and California doesn't. So if they have fans, then I think that the 49ers will as well. I don't think it's going to be full, but I think it's going to be at least 25 to 50% overall. Speaking of fans and speaking of rivalries, I was talking to my producer, Brett, before we started this show. So thinking about, okay, who's the biggest 49ers rival right now? Not in history, right now. And obviously, my brain jumps to Seattle because Seattle, of course, you had the overtime loss and you had that very close win the division. I would say Seattle right now. But I want to know if there's another team that you think would be is the best rival. Who do you guys hate the most overall? We made this graphic right here, which has, to me, 3 teams that would make a lot of sense: Seattle, Dallas, and the Raiders. But if there's another team, let us know in the comment section. If it's Seattle, Dallas, or the Raiders, then just let us know right there. But overall, who do you guys think is the biggest rival for the 49ers? This going into this year. Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, apparently these are selling like hotcakes right now because we've been talking about them. We'll talk about them one more time here. The Stronger Together t-shirts are on sale. They're like $20 right now. Men's and women's sizes. chatsports.com/SFstrong. All proceeds, 100%. goes to coronavirus relief funds right now. The NFL takes 0 profit on this, which is really cool of them to do. Every single team is doing this. So I guess if you're watching this for some reason, you aren't a 49er fan, you can find your teams. But if you're a 49er fan, you're watching this, chatsports.com/SFstrong. Next question. Oh boy, I was waiting for this one. Here it is. Sign Colin Kaepernick. Okay, what's he going to do? Is he going to be the backup quarterback? Is that what you want? Here's what you get. Listen. I'm just talking about Colin Kaepernick as a player, okay? On the field. The day you sign Colin Kaepernick is the day the quarterback controversy starts, because if Jimmy Garoppolo struggles, if Jimmy G wins week 1 against the Cardinals 23-20 and throws 2 picks, and you have Colin Kaepernick backing him up, they will immediately call for Jimmy Garoppolo to be benched. There'll be a lot of people calling for it. I just don't want the quarterback controversy. Again, strictly on the field stuff. Strictly on the field stuff. I don't want him to be the backup quarterback just because I want the focus to be on Jimmy G. Don't look over your shoulder. Look ahead. Have a good year. I think Garoppolo is good enough to not have a backup quarterback breathing down his neck and trying to take the spot from him. I think Kaepernick, there's a chance right now that someone could sign him, but I don't think the 49ers should because they're set right now at quarterback. Let's see here. Next question is, we're going to get it pulled up on the screen in a second. Will rookie Brandon Aiyuk make an impact on the offense in 2020? He should. I mean, you spend a first-round draft pick, you trade up to get him 25 overall. Hey, I think he should. Now, is it going to be Deebo Samuel type numbers? That'd be preferred, but will it actually happen? I don't know. I think it'll be about 50 catches, 4 or 5 touchdowns, 600-700 yards, and that would be a big enough impact overall, in my opinion. So there you go. There's my thought on Brandon Aiyuk.